The problem is now that in our minds we've associated that we can only be productive when we're happy. And so everything is being driven toward happy employees, right? Look, I'm happy when I eat chocolate chip cookies. I'm miserable when there's no more to eat. And I do that in 30 seconds. And this is the problem with happiness, because happiness is a feeling that comes and goes. So imagine how difficult it is for now you to maintain my heightened level of happiness. You're going to have to feed me cookies, and when I run out of them, you're going to have to turn and start feeding me something different. And notice how the responsibility has been taken off of my shoulders and put onto you. You are now responsible for my happiness. And so you're going to have people come to work and say, well, I would like to telework. And you're going to say, oh, okay, well, let's review what you do here. And is this something that you can do from home? And how does your manager feel about it? Is it all good? Yes, we can do it from home. I've cleared it. It's all good. Oh, would that make you happy? Oh, yes, that would make me very happy. Oh, wonderful, because I feel like my entire life existence is here so I can make you happy. So this is great, right? And so this person is happy, and then they go off, and then you have someone else come to you and say, well, I would like to telework too. And you're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, you can't. And you're going to say, well, why not? And you're going to say, well, you're the receptionist. Like, you physically greet people here. Like, you can't do that from home. But they don't want to hear that, right? They get upset and they go storming off. And God forbid, that's the day that the survey gets handed out asking people, how happy are you? Not happiness, fulfillment. And if you are a parent, you know that there is a difference. There are some things that my kids do that do not make me happy. Every night, my kids become dehydrated philosophers. They drink more in the 10 minutes before bed and the 20 minutes after they're supposed to be in bed, and they ask more questions than they've ever had before. I am not happy. But there's not a moment that doesn't go by where I'm not absolutely fulfilled by being a dad. And fulfillment is what allows us to go through and to weather the storms of happy and unhappy. So we need to pull away and get back to, tell me who you are, so that I have an idea of what you'll do.
We constantly define ourselves by what we do. That's not what I'm going to remember at the end of the day. It's who made an impact on my life. What are my relationships? What would people say about me? What are my interactions like? That's what really matters. It's the people you affect. It's not what you're doing.
So I want you to think about what are those one or two words that totally embody everything about you. Not who you're trying to be in your personal life and who you're trying to be in your professional life. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to tear down this proverbial wall that we know doesn't exist, even though society continues to send this message that we're supposed to keep those two separate. And look, as soon as I meet someone that can do that well from a sustainable and consistent perspective, I will gladly sing their names from the mountaintops. But until then, I'm going to continue moving along, knowing what I believe to be true, which is that our personal and our professional intermingle more than we ever give them credit for. And the more we try to be one person here and another person there, it becomes exhausting. So I want you to get away from that mentality for a second. I want you to think about, what do you actually stand for? What are those one or two words that describe everything that you are about? What do you want to be known for? Is it important to me that you choose what you stand for? Yes. Why? Because outside of this room, there are plenty of people that will gladly tell you what you should do, how you should think, who you should be. And all of a sudden you realize you just take a step back and say, God, my entire life I'm being should on.
He's worth it. He's creative and he's funny. So you get comedy along with a real message, a meaningful message.
See, people that get stuck in should, what they're stuck in is judgment. How will you know you're stuck there? Because you'll hear the words that you're saying. You should do this, you shouldn't do that, he should have done this. You're stuck in judgment. And the number one goal of someone who is stuck in judgment is to be right. You're right. Shouldn't have done this. You're right. Should have done this. You're right. And here's the catch. You can be 100% right and 100% stuck.
Visceral. He sent a message that cut to the heart of the matter. It touched my life and it helped me move to the next step. It was real. It was meaningful.
And we have this idea of if and when certain things happen, because then it'll be the perfect time. And there is no such thing as the perfect time. And that's something that the stroke taught me and reinforced over and over again. The best time, the perfect time, is now. Now is the right time. Well, what if I fail? Well, what if you don't? Right? We have butchered this whole concept of failure. We say things like, failure is not an option. Are you kidding me? Failure is always an option, because if you're failing, at least you're continuing to move forward and try different things. And when you adopt this mindset, you say, oh, people that are achieving significant things, and for me to achieve something significant, maybe I'll do that in spite of my obstacles. No, you will do that because of your obstacles. We achieve significance not in spite of our obstacles, but because of them. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is a requirement of success. Look, very simply, life wasn't meant to be played safe. You're meant to run your race to win. And sometimes that means going out on a limb to pursue something that you know in your gut to be true, even though you have other people who will gladly point out that they think you're crazy. Embrace the crazy.